Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. No place to hide in the pennant race. So let's see what's up. The Twins come up against the Birds, but don't give up. The Astros bounce up, then down, then up to first. The Angels lose first, but get fired up. The Yanks and Royals play a game of one-upmanship. The Pirates bullpen warms up in the outfield. And up-to-date data on baseball's top relievers, past and present. Coming up on This Week in Baseball. Brought to you by Gillette. When it comes to personal grooming, most people come to Gillette, makers of new improved Gillette Track 2. Micro-smooth edges make it a better shave.
Gillette Track 2, please.
Sold out again. Say, you look like a double-edged man to me. Daring, unafraid.
No, the Gillette Track 2 gives me a more comfortable shave.
Maybe it's an injector you crave. Shaves close.
Yeah, but Track 2 shaves closer.
Yeah, but...
Sorry.
To guys who use a twin-blade Gillette Track 2, no single blade will do.
Gillette Track 2, please.
You pilot ships out to open sea through currents that can run you aground. And the only map you trust is the one you keep in your head. Now comes Miller time. Time to head back for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, we've got the beer, Miller Beer.
American League East. For the first time in 4 years, the New York Yankees entered September out of contention, while in the West, the Kansas City Royals entered Yankee Stadium very much in contention. But regardless of the standings, there's little change when these two clubs meet. Darrell Porter became only the 8th catcher in American League history to drive in 90 runs. His 16th homer, 93 RBIs, helping the Royals to an 8-3 victory, and a move into first place for the first time since June. Porter also did the job on defense. No doubt about that play. There's also no doubt about the fact that both New York and Kansas City are quite skilled in making the big plays against each other. In a 4-game series featuring 10 homers, Jim Spencer connected twice, 16 and 17. And Willie Wilson got his 25th consecutive steal for a total of 65, tying Ron LaFleur for the Major League lead. New York and Kansas City wound up splitting the series. Sometimes the Yankees beat the Royals to the punch. Other times, it was the Royals who got the last laugh. Some Royals admitted that if they should win their division, they would not miss the Yankees in October. Example, Greg Nettles capped off a 3-run Yankee rally in the 9th inning with a homer to tie the ball game. And in the 10th, Oscar Gamble, hitting a cool .365, struck the blow to win it. For Yankee fans, a typically dramatic ending to this year's Yankee Royals show. But for Kansas City, a tough loss. Because reclaiming first place, the California Angels, who had dropped not only first, but 8 of 9 games before coming to life against the previously hot Cleveland Indians. The Angels had developed a rattle in their smooth, flowing run-scoring machine. But against the Indians, traffic got moving again. Young Carney Lansford had a day he won't forget. 1, 2, 3 home runs, 17 for the year, a .296 batting average. The Angels also sought other ways to open up the offense, like a steal from veteran Bert Campaneris. Or from Brian Downing, a bunt. Perhaps more important, Don Baylor got his clutch bat back into motion, moving his average to 300 and slamming his 31st homer to increase his Major League leading RBI total to 120. Dan Ford also chipped in. His 19th homer and 80th run batted in. The Indians won the first of the 4-game series, but after that, California took command, getting back on target with 3 in a row. One short day out of first place was all these Angels needed to shake their losing habits, as they wasted no time reasserting themselves and moving to a 1.5-game lead over Kansas City. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Twins refused to fall out of contention despite the headache of having to play 8 straight games against the Eastern Division leading Baltimore Orioles, a headache for which no team has yet found a cure. Behind the booming bat of Eddie Murray, who pounded Minnesota pitching at a .400 clip, and in one game slammed 3 homers and drove in 7 runs, the Orioles took 5 out of 8. But considering how hot Baltimore's been, that wasn't so bad for Minnesota. At least the Twins kept the rampaging birds in the ballpark. Mike Marshall registered saves in all 3 Minnesota victories, numbers 27, 28, and 29. And after 20 straight games with the Orioles, Red Sox, and Yankees, the Twins only lost a half game in the standings. Still close enough to the top for a Cinderella finish. Now it's time for this week's Volkswagen quiz. Andre Thornton of the Cleveland Indians recently belted his third Grand Slammer of the season. Do you know the Major League record for Grand Slams in a year? Stay tuned. Volkswagen will ask you again.
That Volkswagen Rabbit really handles. Is that why you're driving it?
Not really.
Well, is it because it can go from 0 to 50 in 8.3 seconds? But then why are you driving a Rabbit?
Because it has more headroom than my Rolls Royce.
Is that such a big deal?
It is. If you're Will Chamberlain.
Volkswagen does it again.
National League East. No matter whom Chuck Tanner puts in his lineup, the talented Pittsburgh Pirates hold on to first place. 6 straight wins, 17 of 22, thanks to a thumbs-up attitude and plenty of heads-up baseball. Galloping down the stretch, the Pirates show numerous signs of going all the way. Lee Lacy, with 3 hits and 3 RBIs in one game against the Giants, was one of several talented reserve players to come through when Dave Parker was injured. Despite the loss of their big guy, the Pirates ran off 4 straight wins in San Francisco. Veteran Bill Robinson, with 23 homers as a part-time player, got even more chances to swing his dangerous bat. And Willie Stargell countered the Parker power shortage with home runs 25 and 26. But despite the surge of offense, Chuck Tanner couldn't sit still with that lineup card. Wanting to keep right-handed reliever Kent DeColvey in the ballgame, Tanner placed him in left field. So if left-handed reliever Grant Jackson didn't get the last out, DeColvey could. And DeColvey did, but in left field. A game-ending catch. Now, when's the last time you saw a pitcher congratulated in the outfield? In the National League West, some figured the Houston Astrodome had seen first place for the last time when the experienced Cincinnati Reds passed the inexperienced Houston Astros. But the young Astros are hungry.
I think youth can be very viable, too. Our club is very, very hungry to win. We have a city that's hungry to win in Houston. Our fans are coming out. They're supporting us. They've been great so far. And they're making us that much more hungry to win this thing.
When you're that hungry, you take anything that's served up and with a smile. The Mets gave the Astros a few breaks, of which they happily took advantage. Houston wins by playing for 1 run at a time. When the opposition hesitates, the Astros don't. Bill Burden likes to play it that way because the defense makes few mistakes. Craig Reynolds at short. Enos Cabell at third. Left field, Jose Cruz. Tight defense for Houston's biggest weapon, pitching.
Our pennant race is going to consistently be around our pitching staff. If they continue to pitch the way they have, we're definitely going to be right in there till the end. They've brought us this far. Really, you've got to give them a lot more credit than the hitters.
Pitchers like James Rodney Richard don't mind taking credit for a little hitting either. Going, and it is gone. James Rodney's second homer of the season, and it provided all the insurance needed for his 8th consecutive complete game and 8th win in 9 starts, during which he allowed less than 1 earned run per game. That, along with Joe Sambito's 18th save the night before, put the Astros back into first place for the 5th time this season. Confidence was spreading everywhere.
Well, Houston Astros are going to win the National League West. No doubt in my mind.
The Montreal Expos offered Houston an assist while keeping their own house in order in the Eastern Division race. In a 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds, the Expos pulled off a clean sweep. Perhaps a sweep is too tame a word for what the Expos did to a Cincinnati club that had won 8 in a row, taking over first place from Houston in the process. In 3 games, Montreal scored 28 runs. The Expos also cracked Reds pitching for 47 hits, including 7 straight in the first inning of the final game. Move over, Big Red Machine. Here come the Expos again. La Grande Machine Orange. Of course, the Expos had to stay on the move. 8 straight wins enabled them to pick up only 1 game on Pittsburgh. Andre Dawson kept the offense moving against the Reds with home runs 19 and 20 while totaling 9 RBIs in the 3 games. Even though his team had staked him to a 10-run lead in only the 2nd inning of the final game, Steve Rogers refused to let up, hurling a 4-hitter, gaining his 12th victory in a 13-1 blowout. Yes, September could be a bad time for pennant hopefuls to visit Montreal, because this September, the Expos have heavy hopes of a pennant themselves. Now, back to this week's Volkswagen quiz, brought to you by the 79 Rabbit, Dasher, and Scirocco. Volkswagen does it again. Ernie Banks of the Chicago Cubs shares the Major League record for most Grand Slams in a season with Baltimore's Jim Gentile. Banks hit 5 in 1955. Gentile hit 5 in 61. Next week, Volkswagen will ask you again.
Pa, are you sold out of my Gillette Track 2 blades again? Never happened when I ran the store.
These other twin blades will do.
Hogswoggle. Gillette Track 2's micro-smooth blades shave me better.
But these'll fit your Track 2 handle.
Handle schmandle. Gillette Track 2 shaves safer, smoother, and comfortable.
But, Pa...
Guess I buy my Track 2 blades someplace else.
To guys who use Gillette Track 2, no other blade will do.
Hello, everybody. This is Mel Allen. How'd you like to win $5,000 in a 1-week, all-expense-paid trip for 2 to spring training? Well, you can by entering the Roll-Age Relief Man Sweepstakes. Just pick up an entry blank and official rules at participating stores featuring any of these special Roll-Age displays. It's easy. Anyone can enter. No purchase necessary. Make sure your entry is received by January 3rd, 1980. And good luck. Hope to see you at spring training. Hey, man, as long as you've got that rag on your head, you're gonna miss something. Take a look at who's pitching for the Brewers. Sal Bando. Now, he's supposed to play third, which is why the Royals couldn't wait to see his fastball. Some heater. Just wait till they see his changeup. After scoring 15 runs in 4 innings off real pitchers, KC scored 2 in 3 innings off Bando. Infielder Jim Gantner was next as he and Bando switched positions. The Royals didn't exactly clobber Gantner either. 2 hits but no runs in his inning. Of course, all this took place because Kansas City was winning a laugher. But who's laughing? Catcher Buck Martinez meant serious business. Just watch. Now that is serious. Brewer manager George Bamberger gets serious too. After all, he got his reputation as a pitching coach. Don't laugh. Maybe he's developing some hot prospects. One thing for sure, the Brewers won't win the Roll-Age Award for baseball's best bullpen. The Pittsburgh Pirates are presently leading that competition behind Kent TeCulvey, Grant Jackson, and Enrique Romo. You know, folks often wonder how the term bullpen came about. Well, it may have come from the Bull Durham tobacco signs common to big league parks in the early 1900s, behind which pitchers often warmed up. Relievers weren't really accorded much status until fireman Johnny Murphy won fame with the Yankees in the 30s and 40s. Then the real breakthrough in 1950. Jim Constanti was named MVP with 74 appearances, 16 wins, and 22 saves for Philadelphia's pennant-winning Whiz Kids. 2 years later, Hoyt Wilhelm, with his devilish knuckleball, launched a career that included a record number of wins, saves, and appearances. In the last decade, Raleigh Fingers has recorded 221 saves, 6 short of Wilhelm. And Sparky Lyle, 220 saves, and while a Yankee, the Cy Young Award. Today, fans cheer relievers as much as home run hitters. Jim Kern, American League leader in ERA with Texas, explains his approach.
I think the idea is if you walk a guy, don't worry about it. And the main thing is it's much easier to pitch when the count is no balls and no strikes than it is when it's 2 balls and no strikes. Get ahead of them. Throw the first one down the middle. If they hit it, they hit it. Otherwise, the farther down the count you get, the more trouble you're going to have.
This year, Kern is competing for the American League Roll-Age Relief Man of the Year award with 12 wins, 23 saves, 66 total points, based on 2 points for a win or save, 1 point subtracted for a loss. Mike Marshall of the Twins, former Cy Young winner with the Dodgers working 106 games in one season, is now tied with Kern. 10 wins, 29 saves. In Cleveland, Sid Manji is a newcomer to the competition and a man of many motions.
I come from the side and 3/4 and what have you. You know, different motions and different things that I do just to keep the batter off stride a little bit.
Manji is now in a tight fight with California's Mark Clear, Detroit's Aurelio Lopez, and Baltimore's Don Stanhouse for 3rd place. Fans are also cheering top relievers in the National League. Pittsburgh's Kent Tekulve, who relies on a submarine delivery, has come on strong, just as last year, and now ranks 2nd in the league. 8 wins, 25 saves, 59 points. Houston's Joe Sambito has been brilliant, short on experience, but big in desire.
If I feel that game is close and there's a chance that I'm going to get in, well, the adrenaline starts pumping. I kind of anticipate moves, and I'm always eager to get in.
Sambito leads the league in earned run average while fighting for 3rd place in the relief man competition. But when it comes to spelling relief, no one has done it better than the Cubs' Bruce Sutter, master of the split-fingered fastball. Sutter not only leads all relievers with 74 points, but with 35 saves is only 2 shy of the National League record and 3 short of the Major League mark. Go get him, Bruce. Now, from relief pitching to another item, relief managing. Dallas Green, Philadelphia's farm director, was named Philly manager for the rest of the season, replacing Danny Ozark, the league's senior skipper and winner of 3 straight division titles. As so often happens, the Phils won their first 4 games for their new manager. Finally, Manny Mota, recipient of this week's Gillette Special. Against the Cubs, the Dodgers pinch-hitting maestro collected the 145th pinch hit of his career, breaking the Major League mark set by Smokey Burgess. In 18 big league seasons, Manny has compiled a lifetime .304 average. As a pinch hitter, .296. And this season, at age 41, he's batting .333. Congratulations, Mr. Mota. And that's all for now, folks. See you next week on This Week in Baseball.
Here's a reminder, it's English leather or nothing at all.
English leather cologne for men.